Welcome to JMO, Josh and Joe. It is Tuesday, December 13th. And Joe, I know we usually leave college football for the end, but I feel like it's fitting to start at the beginning.
I think so.
We lost a national treasure, a true American hero in Mike Leach on Monday.
Yep.
R.I.P. in peace. He was a one of a kind. He was a one of a kind. Great fucking coach. Great personality. He was part of that 2020 All SEC coaches personality team that we put together. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I want to do some quotes. Do you have any quotes from him? I kind of want to throw
there's plenty of them.
Yeah.
And if I thought long and hard enough, I could definitely pull it out. But you have some jotted down?
I got a little bit. Let me he really likes gummy bears. He likes gummy flavored stuff. He did not like candy corn.
Nope.
He's very
not
much
a candy corn guy.
Not a candy corn guy. So one of them is it's on the officials in the 2007 Texas Tech game in Austin. He said, "It's a little like breakfast. You eat ham and eggs. As coaches and players, we're like the ham. You see, the chicken's involved, but the pig's committed. We're like the pig. They're like the chicken. They're involved, but everything we have rides on this."
Wow.
That's incredible.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that was the pregame speech.
That would get me fired up.
Exactly.
Like I'd be all in.
Yeah.
Apparently that's what the pig was. The pig was all in.
Yeah. I mean, the pigs are vicious. I mean, I definitely would want to be called a pig.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's seen the movie Snatch, pigs chew through bone like butter.
Yes.
They're all in. They will consume anything. Them motherfuckers. I guess that's where they get hungry as a pig.
Yep.
From.
Yep. And I've seen mini pig eat mini men.
It was a bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath.
It was a bloodbath. Okay, so on his first win with Texas Tech against the New Mexico Lobos, it's kind of like doing surgery with a chainsaw instead of a scalpel. We had pieces and parts flying everywhere. It turned out in our favor. We've just got to clean it up next time around. I'm guessing it was an ugly game. Mm-hmm. I mean, with Texas Tech, that was a long time ago. That was probably Cliff Kingsbury years. But yeah, I guess it was kind of ugly. That game must have been a little bit ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I got another one. On beating Texas in 2002. This was when he was at Texas Tech. Mm-hmm. When asked if he regretted not hyping Cliff Kingsbury more. He said, "I don't even remember what I said. I hope whatever I said was cute and clever, and maybe even a tiny bit humorous. I hope it wasn't mindless babble, and if it was, hopefully everyone will forget about it pretty quick." I think he forgot about it pretty quick.
I was about to say, and he probably just knows that most people kind of forget his babbling, pretty quick. Yeah. Just because I guess because honestly, people were just kind of wondering where it was going next. I mean, that was one of the common themes you heard with people that knew him was like, you know what? When you get in a conversation with him, you have no idea what's coming.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not. It's just like that girl that asked him for wedding advice, and he just flat out told her that she fucked up.
Yeah, and told her to elope.
Just told her to elope, and his main advice was just to tell her to not publicize it, and which she already did, and basically telling her on live TV that she fucked up.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. This is his take on system quarterbacks. This was after a game. I guess a reporter asked this. He says, "If BJ is a product of the system, then he's not getting any of those touchdown passes and all those yards. That means our coaching staff is." That's what Leach said. That would also mean we could go down to 7-Eleven and get the clerk behind the counter and let him play quarterback. All-timer. I love it. And that's the kind of person he was. He had his quarterbacks back. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, this isn't just the system. This isn't just the coaches and the staff. This is the players fucking too. Like, you can't just go to 7-Eleven and get a fucking clerk behind the counter.
Yeah.
So he's an all-time. I mean, and I was looking it up. I was doing my research. He's got quotes for days.
Yep.
It's almost like he's like a genuine dude. Like, you know how a lot of coaches, I mean, we can go through the list, but a lot of coaches are like robots. Mm-hmm. He's actually one that is genuine with his answers. Like, reporters will ask the same mundane questions, but he'll actually like go through his brain and dig out actual, legitimate answers that are genuine to him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what the thing he taught about college football, and that's going to be missed, is like you can bring character, you know? Yeah. You can bring character to college football. You don't always have to be, I mean, yeah, obviously there's going to be time for to be professional, which obviously he was. I mean, to this day, like, I don't think there was a better air raid coach out there.
No, and we can get into that. He started the air raid. Like, I mean, he obviously didn't found it. Like, it wasn't his idea, but he kind of perfected it.
He perfected it. Yeah.
Like, and he perfected it early on, and he beat. Look, I have a stat actually. He has the most wins against AP top 25 teams as an unranked team.
As an unranked team?
As an unranked team, he has the most wins against AP top 25 ranked teams with 18.
Yeah.
18. The second is Houston Nutt with 16. Mm-hmm. The air raid was hard to defend.
Oh yeah.
It was tough.
I think one of my favorite memories going into the football aspects of it was possibly that Texas Tech Texas game that was on national television. I want to say it was during the Colt McCoy era during Texas, and Texas Tech had Graham Harrell and Michael Crabtree.
One of the best.
Oh, dude, and they just, I mean, honestly, because the thing is like, I don't think he always gets the best of the best talent, year in, year out, but he does, that's just how good of a coach he is of the air raid.
He makes the most of the talent that he has.
Yeah, but I feel like that was one of his better years of, like, he's like, look what I can do whenever I have talent, because they were a top 5 team that year.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And Michael Crabtree went on to do great things in the NFL. And that's a good segue. Like, Mike Leach's coaching tree. Look who he's had under him. Dave Aranda. He's at Baylor now. Neil Brown. He's at West Virginia. Sonny Crombie, Louisiana Tech. Sonny Dykes, TCU. Josh Heupel.
Josh Heupel?
Heupel, yeah, Tennessee. Dana Holgerson, Houston. Cliff Kingsbury, Arizona Cardinals. Lincoln Riley, USC. Ken Wilson, Nevada.
Wow.
That's legacy right there. That's legacy. Like, you don't need people to tell you this. You can just read it. Mm-hmm. It's right there. It's all right there. So yeah, it was tough. He was that was not fun. It was because I actually, like, obviously when we played Mississippi State, I didn't like him, but that was about the only time of the year I didn't like Mike Leach.
Well, and that's the thing. You only did that because you were playing against him. But, like, there was no way to hate Mike Leach. What was it? I love the segment that when Lane Kiffin came on today and, described his friendship with him, because they were the best of pals.
Oh, dude, Mike Leach loved Lane Kiffin.
Oh, yeah, and they were supposed to hate each other.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they actually taught the college football world that you can have a fantastic rivalry, which that has been was a fantastic matchup between both of them, but still not like actually hate each other.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually, and I kind of want to end it on that note. Mike Leach went out on top.
He went out
on top. His last game was the Egg Bowl, which he won.
Yep.
And I think if you're gonna go out, I think that might be the most appropriate way to.
Yeah.
So. That's it. R.I.P. Mike Leach.
Winner forever in our hearts.
Yep. All right, let's move on. Let's do some college football since we're here, because there wasn't very much that happened.
No.
Let's see. Let's start with the Army Navy game.
Okay.
The over in this hit in like the first time in like 100 years.
Right.
I mean, I didn't really watch too much of this game. I was on a vacation in Washington State doing a little skiing. It was a good time. We had a lot of powder, but
yeah,
this game was going on during that time, so I don't really know too much of what happened. Again, I just know that it's the most patriotic game in American history, and the over hit.
I'm not sure what the visitors type of capacity is. like as far as like bystanders and stuff, because I know it's mostly like the Army and Navy.
It's just the
military for the most part. But I would love to be able to fly on the wall in this game, in this atmosphere one time. I feel like that's a bucket list thing.
I feel like there's a lot of like military cheers that go on that we don't know about.
Oh yeah,
like, that we don't see, the camera doesn't see. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a lot of that, and there's probably like it's like Texas A&M. They have a lot of rituals. Probably.
Yes.
I want to see all the rituals because the military is that it's a unifying thing. Rituals and traditions they help unify a society or a group.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I feel like it's a foundational piece of everything significant.
I agree.
Everything out there. Yeah. I mean that's
That's honestly what makes this game so great. That's why they save it for this weekend.
Yeah.
It's just the Army Navy game. It's patriotic. It's awesome.
But this one did go into overtime. Mm-hmm. So we got to had ourselves a good matchup, which I feel like a matchup like this is essential, like to either go down to the wire or go to overtime.
Yeah, because if it's a blowout, then it's just going to get even more boring.
Yeah.
It has to. But good, we had a good one. It's a nice cap for a great college football season. Like it wasn't it might not have been the best college football season. And I'm extremely biased on that because LSU lost to Texas A&M and got stomped by Georgia. But it was a good cap.
It was a good cap.
It was a good cap. I liked it.
Yep. On to the bowls.
Yep. On to the bowl games. Let's see. We had the Heisman. Caleb Williams won the Heisman. It was kind of underwhelming, if I'm being honest.
It was. Almost felt kind of lazy in a way. Like most of the participants were quarterbacks with two running backs.
Yeah, well, Corum got hurt, so that was tough. I feel like he probably should. It would have been nice if like he didn't get injured and they had a running back win it for the first time in how long?
Probably since Derrick Henry, huh?
Derrick Henry, I think, yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. The Heisman's kind of like it's not as prestigious as it used to be. I feel like what I'm saying. Like it used to be. I think it's because like quarterbacks used to, or like anybody. I'm sorry, not quarterbacks, but like it used to be like the bowl games. The bowl games are watered down now. Like, I feel like just everything in college now is just watered down.
Well, you knew that was going to happen with the playoffs. And then I feel like the Heisman's getting watered down because of the quarterbacks and or the offense is catering so much to the quarterbacks.
Right. So it's really just the top 3 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
From here on out, I miss the times when like there was like obviously Charles Woodson was the last defender to win it, but I miss the times where like there was other players in other positions like considered, like and strongly considered.
Well, I will say this: Aiden Hutchinson was on the list last year.
He was. But did he finish number 2? Or no, he finished number 3.
It was some. I know it was top 4 because I want to say he went there, but
no, he was there. I remember, but it's just I don't know. I just feel like it's not as prestigious as it used to be. I know I still love the commercials and everything. Mm-hmm. They do a really good job of that. But I don't know. It's just it's not what it used to be. You got anything else on college football?
That was about it. I was gonna actually I will say this: the Caleb Williams is the 7th Heisman winner for USC.
They do pump out Heisman winners.
Yep, and also the 3rd winner for Lincoln Riley.
The third wiener.
The
third wiener for Lincoln Riley. Who else did Lincoln Riley have? He had Jalen Hurts.
Nope. Jalen Hurts got beat out by
Baker Mayfield.
Burrow. Yep.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. So it's Caleb Williams, Baker Mayfield, and who's the other one? You gotta tell me.
Yeah, he's the quarterback for him right now.
Oh shit. For Justin Herbert? Wait,
no.
He's
for Cliff Kingsbury right now.
Oh, for Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Good for Lincoln Riley. He turns out he should just stay in, just forever be in college football because he just turns out fucking studs.
Yeah, I think he's on his way back over. But and then last but not least, we had they have a fan vote for Heisman. and Hendon Hooker got the fan vote.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
Which I think he was one of the more explosive players this year.
It's never the best. Well, I know when we've been saying this for the past 20 years, 20 plus years, if I'm being honest. It's not the best player in college football. It's the best player on the best team. Mm-hmm. Hendon Hooker probably, if I'm being completely honest, he probably deserved it.
He probably deserved it, yeah.
But Tennessee had to go ahead and lose to South Carolina. And
that kind of hurt.
Fuck it all up.
Also, not playing very well against Georgia also hurt as well. So,
yeah, but Georgia's a mini NFL team.
They are.
They're a miniature NFL team. I guess. Well, I know. I think we talked about it last week, but the spread between Georgia and the Texans, I think would be 13.5 points.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's accurate.
Anyways, you ready to move on?
Let's do it.
All right. You got to wait till later on, but I have a prediction on who the greatest coach of all time.
Who the greatest coach of all time is?
Yeah.
So it's not Belichick?
No. And you'll
It's not Nick Saban?
Nope.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. You know what? Fuck it. I'll say it right now. You ready?
Okay.
Lube up your eardrums because I'm about to penetrate you with some knowledge here.
I'd rather not.
Kyle Shanahan is the greatest coach of all time.
Okay, Kyle Shanahan.
And just wait for the San Francisco game because I'll let you know. I'll let you know why. Because what he's doing with San Francisco right now is absolutely it dumbfounds people. Dumbfounds people. But anyways, let's get to the World Cup update. So we, unfortunately for you, because you love Croatia.
Very big Croatia fan.
You're
very big.
Big Croatia guy.
I have to emphasize 2 bigs.
Okay, big. I'm a big Lionel Messi guy. Okay, so from the beginning, I have been a Lionel Messi over Cristiano Ronaldo guy.
Okay.
I always thought Lionel Messi was better. I thought Cristiano Ronaldo just stepped by the fucking goal and kicked it in. This FIFA World Cup is just proving my point. This is like Cristiano Ronaldo's benched. Argentina is going to the finals.
Yeah, so you actually are watching soccer for the soccer.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm just watching soccer so that I can be proven right.
Oh, okay.
But no, I do love the soccer. The soccer has been really intense, if I'm being honest. Like even though USA's been out, I've actually thoroughly enjoyed watching these games. Yeah. I kind of like soccer now. Like I did like it a little bit because I'm a Liverpool fan, so I try and root for soccer. But like, I like soccer.
Okay. Well, maybe if I figured it out a little bit more, I would actually know, or if I like it or not. But
I'm still trying to figure it out too.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand it, but it's fun to watch. It's intense. I think the biggest part is you can't like you and I. We can just watch football. Just for the sheer sport of football and enjoy it just because it's football.
Yeah.
Like we can watch a random SEC game or a random like Michigan versus Purdue game and still be entertained because that's just the sport we love. We understand it. We crave it.
Yeah.
With soccer, it's different. The way I am able to get pumped up about it is I have to pick a team. I have to pick a team, and if I'm rooting for the team or if I bet on the team, that's what makes soccer better for me. And that's what helps me to actually understand it. So Gambling actually does great for sports, and I think casinos are finally figuring that out, or the Senate's finally able to make money off of it. I don't know which one it is, but gambling's good for sports. Gambling's good for anything, if I'm being honest.
I don't know how true that statement is.
Well, okay, it's bad for the individual. It's great for basically everything else.
I mean, you make an excellent point. I mean, the state benefits from the taxes off of it.
Exactly. And then the casinos benefit from it, and the people who think they're going to win benefit from it.
They do. Actually, the really common goers do actually get perks as well.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of perks.
So, don't gamble or gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. But, yeah, gambling's good for everything.
It's good for everything.
It is. If you just get gambling involved with anything you do, it'll promote it.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I don't know why you're giving this advice.
That's so bad. All right. Anyway, so tomorrow we have France against Morocco. I did this. This should be a. It should be pummeling by France.
It should be a pummeling.
Yeah, it should be France and Argentina.
I was about to say, I think the world wants France and Argentina.
But I feel like America wants Morocco. We're the ultimate underdog story. America loves an underdog story.
That's very true.
We're gonna be rooting for Morocco, right?
Yes, we will be rooting for Morocco.
They had their Cinderella story last year. I mean, here's the thing: Croatia, they basically came back with the same team. They had that long-haired dude that's like 38 years old or something. Mm-hmm. I can't remember his name.
Yep.
They were an old team. The fact that they made it to the semifinals was actually pretty impressive.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
All right, you wanna get to the NFL?
Let's do it.
All right, I got a couple of things before we get to the games. The teams that won the bye week.
Okay.
Because we had 6 teams on the bye week.
A lot of competition.
Saints, Falcons, and Packers won the bye week.
Okay.
Falcons and Saints because the Bucs lost.
Yeah, and it's the NFC South.
Yes. Now the Panthers did win, but that didn't really matter. The Bucs lost, so both of those teams are still in it.
They're still in it.
The Packers because the Lions won, and that's actually I don't even think the Packers really won. I think they tied the bye week.
Okay, they tied bye week.
They tied the bye week. The Lions won. The Vikings lost.
Okay.
I think so. In the case, they kind of tied it. They didn't really. They're kind of a dumpster fire. Yeah. So basically, the Falcons and the Saints won the bye week.
Makes sense.
So the Bears lost. The Colts lost. They're just really bad.
They're just bad. So they were just going to lose anyways.
Yeah, I don't think they really had much of a chance.
Okay.
Yeah, Colts and Commanders. Commanders lost because the Cowboys won.
The bye week is pretty tough.
Yeah, it is. It is tough because, it's not like you can do anything about it.
I mean, Colts were getting, backlash with, Jeff Saturday's experiment not working now, articles going all over the place. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's tough to deal with.
It is. But, yeah, the Commanders lost for sure because the Cowboys and the Eagles won. So, yeah. There you go. Those are people that won the bye weeks and lost the bye weeks. Okay, last thing I have before we get to the games is – we got to talk about Week 14 buys and fantasy implications. That's a thing that we first experienced last year, and it was more of a shock thing. So we were like, oh shit, all these players have buys on this week.
Yeah,
and so we weren't really ready for it. This year, I feel like people were. There were a few people that were ready for it. There were a few people that were like, hey, you got to watch the Week 14 buys because that's essentially what most leagues, that's their last or second to last week. That's their crunch time. Mm-hmm. So you got to actually prepare for that.
Yeah.
On draft day. I feel like next year, most of us had our wake-up calls, and we know now next year to draft according to the bye weeks because I had everyone on bye this week.
I just don't understand why there's 6. There's 6 teams on the last bye week.
Yeah.
When there was only 2 the week before, and then there was 0 during Thanksgiving week.
And there's, normally it's just 4.
Yeah.
Why can't it just be 4?
Yeah.
That's true.
Roger Goodell, you are fucking up my fantasy league. It wasn't because my team sucks.
Exactly. No, it had nothing to do with our team sucking.
Absolutely nothing.
No. And I think Roger Goodell's actually doing that on purpose.
He's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, he's such a fucking dick.
He is a fucking dick. He would do that on purpose.
You know what? And he's just he's so mad because he's oh, all these people only follow the NFL because of fantasy. I'm gonna show them. Fuck you, Roger. You people are actually watching your fucking shit because of fantasy. You're supposed to thank fantasy, not curse it. You ass fuck.
You think he does it in a mischievous type of manner?
Oh, you think he's he.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to fucking fuck these people's up.
Yeah, they boo me every time in the draft night,
I'll show them.
I'll show them.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck you, Roger. Fuck you.
What did we say he was? He was a what type of drinker?
He was
he a vodka drinker?
No, he probably drinks seltzer. Yeah, I think it was vodka or seltzers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
High noons. The best of both.
And he probably butt chugs it too because he likes shit going up his ass.
Jeez.
Anyways, all right, let's get to the fucking games. All right, let's see. Let's go with the Raiders versus the Rams. Let's see.
2-day turnaround for Baker Mayfield.
I was just about to say, it's like when people get a $10,000 scratch off. Like, you got your everyday human being that just scratches off $10,000, and he or she thinks they're rich. Mm-hmm. That's essentially Baker just winning a big ass scratch off.
Well done to the coaches that got him up to speed, because not only did they have to teach him everything about the offense, they also had to get somebody with the attention span like a Baker Mayfield to pay attention the entire time.
Yes. Kudos. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is a guy who bashes his head against other helmets.
Oh, he grabs the helmets and headbutts them.
He's a real adrenaline junkie type of guy. So keeping him still and learning something, gotta give props to the coaches on that.
Agreed. How do you sit down with a guy who like that? I mean, you're trying to sit down at the desk, and this guy Baker just puts his face through the fucking table.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just how he gets pumped up. He's like, yo, whoa,
Baker, no.
This is film. But the players are right there. No, this is film, Baker.
They just scored a touchdown on the film. That's what I do. I bash my head.
This is a rerun, Baker. We don't need to bash each other's faces in, okay?
See, look, the video's showing you doing it already.
Oh, that's me? No way. Yeah. So kudos to the coaches, actually, for dealing with Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
Also, I think our 3-strike theory for quarterbacks is back up and is up and running.
Okay.
So you remember how last week we talked about maybe quarterbacks are getting a third chance now instead of a first, because usually it is the first chance and then they have a redemption type thing, and if they don't work out, usually that's it.
And then they're forever backup.
Right. Exactly. I think our theory is kind of like coming into fruition here.
Okay.
We have a Baker Mayfield that led a 98-yard mile an hour, 98-yard drive.
Okay.
Game-winning drive, and I think the fucking Raiders player, what's his name? He did the gritty on the 2-yard line after that punt. Did you see that? I forget I forget the special teams guy's name, but when they downed it at the 2-yard line, the guy did the gritty. He fucked the Raiders.
He's fucked the Raiders. You can't do a gritty unless it's a touchdown.
Yes. Yeah. We've already said this weeks ago that the gritty's done.
I mean, obviously, yeah, it's done.
Now the gritty wanted to be done. Now it's so pissed off that they didn't put it to rest. Now the gritty is cursing people.
Do you think it has the adverse effect if it's not done in the end zone?
I think so. It was done at the gritty only likes it when it's done in the end zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's annoyed with it, but it accepts it because it's like, oh, they scored a touchdown. Like, I get it. But, it'll be really pissed off at you if you don't do it in the end zone.
Exactly. Yeah. The end zone is the gritty's G spot.
Yes.
Good. Unsportsmanlike conduct call was BS.
Oh yeah, that's with the knocking the football.
Yeah. That kind of fucked the Raiders pretty good. All he did was knock the football out, man. That was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know the official rules on that, if that was a BS or not or whatever. We'll get Jim Harbaugh to explain the rule to us, but
we're gonna have to, yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It didn't seem like it should have been.
No. Let's get to the game. Let's get to the rest of the game. Baker's kind of back. He was slinging the ball. He wasn't afraid to throw it. It's just this is my new chance. I got a third chance. Let's fucking go.
I feel kind of going along with that point, I think Baker and McVay just feel right for each other.
Right?
They just feel right for each
other.
They
both have the same intensity. They would probably both headbutt each other without helmets on.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Although we've seen that McVay does not like getting hit in the face.
No, he doesn't like getting hit in the face, but he's got a new energy and new excitement now.
But I feel like the face. Okay, so when McVay got hit in the face, it was on his cheek by the helmet. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's a headbutt guy. McVay would like a good headbutt every now and then. He would like
a good headbutt.
Yeah. Yeah, so him and Baker...
If he's expecting it. He doesn't like surprises.
That's true. Okay, you're right. He's not a surprise guy.
No.
He's a very, very meticulous, plan everything out type of human being.
I don't think he's done a fake anything.
Actually, that's right.
He just usually goes for it on fourth. So
he does it. Well, we'll get to fakes later because our boy Dan Campbell... Our boy Dan Campbell did a good one. But anyways, let's see. Here's what Baker did. The Rams were down 16-3 with 3.5 minutes left, and ends up coming back and winning.
Yep.
16-17. Is what is it? Skowronek? Is he the new Cooper Kupp?
Because he's white?
Well, okay, yeah, that was most of it, but you didn't have to point it out. You didn't have to point that. You don't have to point that out. Okay, yeah, okay. It's mostly because he's white. Okay, but he's had some really really good catches. There was a catch in the end zone where the guy was hugging him.
Oh yeah,
hugging him.
It was a great catch, but awesome. I don't know. I like to think Cooper Kupp's like one of a kind. So I don't want to dub him that just yet until I see a little bit more out of him.
Right. I mean,
he's been playing around for all this entire season.
Yeah.
He had a good breakout game. If it continues, though,
also,
it could be like a Cooper Kupp.
The white guy won the Triple Crown, which was absolutely ridiculous.
Bizarre.
Yeah, very bizarre. Nobody expected that. But yeah. Anyways, the last thing I have is Davante Adams had another one-arm grab.
That's 3 weeks in a row right now.
It's unreal. He's just as much as I want to keep saying Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in the game, and I'm going to continue saying that, Davante Adams is right there. So Justin Jefferson's like 1A, and Davante Adams is 1B.
Yeah, well, I mean, Jefferson had his own little stat line too that we'll talk about later. But I was kind of thinking about this. Should one-handed catches be like taken down as a stat and also, as an extra point in fantasy?
Oh, that's a good one.
You get a one-handed catch as an extra point.
I mean, it should be added to our like earned interceptions stats.
Yes.
We're gonna come up with a bunch of different random stats that actually apply to football that nobody takes into account.
Would be really cool.
Yes, because one arm catches is very important because you're making a catch with usually a defender draped around you, or you're making the quarterback look good because that means he can just throw the ball to you within an 8-foot radius, and you'll come down with the ball.
Yes,
and that's extremely important. So
yes,
I agree. And also, quarterbacks get looked down on with their interceptions, but a lot of them aren't their fault.
That's very true.
Anyways, you got anything else on the Raiders versus Rams?
That's it.
All right, Raiders lose to Rams. Good. Actually, a decent Thursday game.
I think so.
We strung a couple of them in a row there. But
I was about to say we've
had 2 in a row.
We had a rough start, and Kirk Herbstreit and
Al Michaels.
Al Michaels really did show how tough it was. I felt bad. You almost started feeling bad for them.
Yeah.
But now, we've strung along quite a bit of good ones.
Yeah, good for them. All right, let's go into the Jets versus the Bills. Josh Allen's got to chill out with the running. He's gonna get absolutely clobbered and cut in half one day.
Yeah, but he did flip for a first down.
It was awesome.
It was pretty awesome.
Oh, it was absolutely insane. Yeah. But, bro, you're gonna get your head knocked off.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this in the past as well. I mean, even the most biggest athletic specimen of Cam Newton playing quarterback, it still got beat up. And, didn't last in the league as long as, a good quarterback should.
And Cam Newton was Superman. As big as Josh Allen is, Cam Newton was big.
Oh, dude, he's by far the most athletic, raw, Superman.
He was Superman. He was Superman. He was 6'5", 250 fucking pounds. Like, Josh Allen's not even that tall or that big.
Yeah.
And he got beat up. You can't do it. Like, the blueprint has been set for those types of quarterbacks. They don't last very long.
I mean, look, you can use it in certain times, like really, really important times. But other than that, just slide down.
That's a good segue to my next point. I think he tucks the ball too early.
Tucks the ball?
I think he tucks the ball and runs too early. I think he could stay in the pocket like a second or two more and look at his reads. I think he likes to run that ball.
I was about to say.
He craves that contact.
People that are good at running the ball, that's one of the knacks on them as a quarterback. Mm-hmm. Because, your Kyler Murray, your Lamar Jackson, sometimes you just don't you don't give yourself enough time. I think the best quarterbacks are the ones that can scramble, but then keep their eyes down the field. They just scramble away just to get away from pressure, just like Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. I was about to say, Patrick Mahomes is the fucking perfect idea. Like the picture perfect.
I think, and he's going to be the first one that comes to mind. But I think Joe Burrow is another one that does perfection on that.
I agree too.
That spot.
I will get to the Cincinnati Browns game, but I think he does something better than any quarterback in the National Football League.
Nice.
Just wait till that game. I'll tell you. I think there's something I think he does better than anyone else. But anyways, back to this game. Mike White, say what you will about Mike White. That man might be one of the toughest fucking players in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
He got fucking rocked.
He got rocked like 3 times.
Yes. And he got hit by Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver has it perfect. So remember how we've tried to figure out how to hit the quarterback without getting a roughing the passer?
Of course.
You lay him down, sing him a night lullaby, tuck him in.
Put that pillow on behind his back.
You got to fluff the pillow up before you put it behind him, and then tuck him in. Maybe give him a little kiss on the forehead. Okay. Ed Oliver figured it out. If he timed it perfectly. You can hit the quarterback really hard, okay? But it's like if 2 pinballs hit each other. When 2 pinballs hit each other, one goes one way and one goes the opposite. Okay, that's what he did. He hit him perfectly to where like the ball was just coming out of his hand, so it wasn't a late hit. But he also hit him, and Mike White went one side and he went the other.
Yep,
and I think he planned that out.
I think so too. That makes sense. Because, the quarterbacks aren't going to be somebody that you really have to wrap up. There's only maybe a couple of them that you have to wrap up. But, he's definitely – Mike White was definitely not one of them. So you can definitely, push him down, knock him down. But, I would say, everything that I saw that people – everybody was like, oh, shoot, that was a big hit. But at the same time, nobody said, oh, that was a late hit. Everybody was like, that was clean.
Yep. And you're absolutely right. And he got hit by Matt Milano later on too. Mm-hmm. And this guy just kept getting up and getting getting back on the place. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't really think he had that great of a game. He threw a lot of passes. Completion percentage was okay. He had 269 yards or something like that.
It's still all things considered a dog.
Dog. Official dog.
He even got taken to. He had to get taken to the hospital after the game.
Yeah, dog. All right. Official.
Mike White. Dog.
Last thing I have is Garrett Wilson doesn't look like a rookie. So you know how we said last week about those the really good receivers palming the ball with a like after the catch and how they just know what's going to happen. He does the same thing, except he doesn't palm the ball. It's just like when he catches the ball and turns around, like his yards after catch, they might not be the most, but it's like he plans his path in advance and just executes it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like he just looks like he knows the defense before, like what the defense is going to do before they actually do it. And that's a mark of a veteran fucking wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
And he's doing it as a fucking rookie.
Yeah. No, he's definitely good.
He's awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Like this whole young receiving core, like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson, they're all under 25 years old. Mm-hmm. They're all going to be fucking studs for the next like at least 5 to 10 years.
Yes,
it's fucking insane. I love it. I love every bit of it. Anyways, you got anything else in this game?
I think that's about it.
All right, Jets lose to the Bills 12-20. Let's get to the Browns versus Bengals. Okay, we talked about this. So. I alluded to this earlier. Joe Burrow, I think, is the best at threading the needle.
He's at threading the needle.
And that's why I think he throws a lot of interceptions, because he tries to get the ball into those tight spaces. Mm-hmm. If you looked at this game, he threaded the needle multiple times, and he did it so well. And he's also done that all year long. Like he didn't particularly do it a lot at LSU. He had because he had so many good receivers that he could just toss the ball up.
They were just so wide open,
and they were wide open. And Justin Jefferson continues to get wide open for the Vikings. I don't understand how he does it.
No.
Like we'll talk about it later with the Vikings game, but they were just always wide open, and even the ones that weren't, he just tossed it up to, and they would get it. And that's like there were things like, especially during the SEC game, that he made his Heisman moment when he got away from like 4 tackles and then threw the ball up to who was it? Jefferson, yeah. And for Jefferson's like the 3rd touchdown or whatever. So he's good, but he is actually threading the fucking needle.
Yeah. Well, he threads the needle so much, his wide receivers doesn't even know it's coming.
Exactly.
Except the good thing is Jamar Chase and him are on the same frequency. So, like, he just was able to, last minute, be able to call it in for that touchdown, which was ridiculous, but...
Unreal. By the way, that's the good segue. Jamar Chase is all the way back.
All the way back.
He's all the way back. Like, that was it. He did so well. Okay, so Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins both went out, and Joe Burrow still played like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we're both biased here, but he's so fucking good.
He's good.
He's so damn good. And both the defense is playing well, and the offense is clicking. I'm so excited because obviously the Saints are getting in, so I gotta watch somebody.
Yeah, of course.
Deshaun Watson's second start, not impressive, but I'm also going to attribute it a lot to the Cincy defense. I think they shut down Nick Chubb.
Yep. We got the Watson tracker is a 38 for 64 for the this season, 407 yards, touchdown, and 2 interceptions. No accusations, allegedly.
Oh, no okay.
0 accusations. So he's doing pretty good so far.
Okay. All right, we're going to keep track on that 0 accusations because I don't think that's going to stay at 0.
Okay.
I got an over-under at 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah, and I picked the over, so I think we'll get a couple more. We'll see though.
Left short, bet the over.
Bet the over, yeah. We got quite a few more games left, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see. The teams with good running backs are starting to realize that the flea flicker might be the most effective play in the game.
We saw another flea flicker.
Dude, I feel like we've seen more flea flickers in the last 3 weeks than we've seen all season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are starting to realize, hey, I have a really good running back. There are safeties. There are linebackers. There are cornerbacks that are biting every time he gets the ball.
Yep.
Flick it back.
Well, I was going to say, the last 2 that I diagnosed the Tennessee one. It was obviously, Derrick Henry was the best running back to do a flea flicker with. And then when the Raiders did it, Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver to do a flea flicker with. This one was a little bit more of the element of surprise.
Yep.
There was some white dude just streaking down the field, and they just thought it was going to be a run play. He shouldn't guard the white dude. And he was just completely wide open.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the thing: Joe Mixon is one of the biggest threats. Like he can run the ball, and he's very good. So he obviously attracted a lot of attention. But since he figured out that they just throw the ball to the person that doesn't get any attention, the random white dude. So they've found ways to perfect the flea flicker, and it's beautiful.
I'm sure they probably saw in their peripheral vision, some white dude on this, towards the sideline, and just thought it was a coach. Coach for the Bengals.
Yeah. That or some overly zealous fan.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was. You got anything else on this?
Yep. Bengals snapped a 6-game losing streak over to the Browns.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Why on God's green earth were the Browns their kryptonite?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's kind of embarrassing a little bit.
It really is.
Yeah, because you can understand if somebody's a dominant team, the Patriots were back in the day, and they had that dominant run over the Jets for quite some time.
For a long time.
Yeah, you could justify it and be like, oh, the Patriots are just really, really good.
I still don't think the Jets have beaten the Patriots in Foxborough in 20 years or something.
Yeah.
20 plus years. I'm pretty sure that's a streak or something.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. We'll make it a thing. Fuck it.
Yeah. So, but you can't really justify the Cleveland. It's not like they've been actually really good all this time.
I know. The Browns suck. The Browns usually suck.
Yeah.
I guess the last 3 years they've had decent teams, but come on, you can't go 0-6 to the Browns.
Yeah, and what was it? Joe Burrow himself was 0-4.
Ew.
Yeah. So.
Ew.
So he snapped that streak.
All right, so the Bengals are back now.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing I think the media is really taking a liking to Cincinnati for some reason. I guess because they're fun to watch with. Fun to watch. Joe Burrow's,
Joe Burrow's sexy.
Yeah, he's sexy, regardless of what that drugged out teenager said. But yeah, so like. But so I feel like the media did try to, will this into fruition,
into existence,
because they kept mentioning, they got a 6-game losing streak, with the hopes of trying to jinx it.
Oh, they tried to jinx it.
Yes,
or would it be reverse jinx it? They tried to jinx the Browns.
They tried to jinx the Browns.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's true. I see that. I can see that. Because I also think that that probably did have a big effect, because I also think that like the stupid little things I do at home affect the outcome of an LSU game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I absolutely believe that was the reason why the Bengals beat the Browns.
It's just like the commentators now figuring out how they have an effect, effect over field goals whenever they're like, oh yeah, this guy hasn't missed a field goal, and then next thing you know,
they absolutely can jinx a field goal.
Exactly. So
it's actually not fair. They shouldn't. No one man should have all that power.
Exactly.
No one man. It's not good. It's not good. They should be edited. They should be muted. You know how like when like random fans, they'll cuss, mm-hmm. and ESPN or whatever network will bleep it out. The announcers should be bleeped out.
They should be bleeped out.
They should not be able to jinx. I think a jinx is more serious than a cuss word.
Yeah.
They should be able to cuss before they could jinx. Fuck them. You just lost so many people so much fucking money. I'm hot now. Yeah. Fuck that. Announcers shouldn't be able to jinx. I would rather them cuss.
Come on. Let's get Tony Romo under control.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. I'm so mad now. All right. Let's get to the next game. The Browns lose to the Bengals 10-23. Texans versus Cowboys. Mm-hmm. I don't have too much on this. Just the game shouldn't have been that close.
The game shouldn't have been that close. Almost the upset of the ages.
Yeah, almost. Here's the thing. I think Lovie Smith had the game plan to win. He just ran out of talent.
He ran out of talent.
That's it. He just ran out of talent. There's not enough talent on that team to win.
Also, Jeff Driscoll showed his cards in that he doesn't know the playbook completely. If you noticed on that last play, that fourth, when they got stopped by the goal line, mm-hmm. It was supposed to be an option play. He went the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, because the running back went the right way. That should not,
I checked the offensive line, because the offensive line's a good telltale sign of where the play is going, and they also went to the right side.
They went to the right, Driscoll went to the left.
Yep.
So that's a Driscoll thing.
Yep.
He's also got a giant donk. Did you see those memes?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Motherfucker got cake.
He's got that Pixar ass.
He does have the Pixar ass. So Dak, all right, and this is nothing against Dak. This is along the lines of commentators and announcers having way too much power. So Booger McFarland said that Dak is up there with like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Mm-hmm. Which is not fair, because in my mind it set him to that standard. So when I was watching this game, I'm like, Dak sucks. Dak is terrible. But I had to remind myself that it's because I'm holding him to the same standard as Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and all those fucking guys, Joe Burrow and all those guys. He's not that good. Booger McFarland just fucked with my mind. Again, he should have been bleeped out.
Yeah. Well, also, it kind of shows a little bit of a lazy journalism by Booger, because obviously, he was looking at the box scores and just looking at the stats of Dak Prescott. And if you do that, you're like, oh, Dak Prescott's actually a pretty good quarterback. But if you realize, which games he's actually won, the fact that he hasn't won a playoff game, or maybe he's only won one playoff game, hasn't done really done much against really good playoff teams. Then you can actually analyze him as a true quarterback that he is. He's not elite. He's kind of good. Great.
Because, and I do the same thing. I look at the box score, because we can't watch every single game. It's impossible. No. You can't, I don't care if you have, 7 eyes and 16 screens. You can't watch every single game. It's impossible. So what I'll do is a lot of times I'll watch, like what Joe and I do to get prepared for this, is we'll look at the box score beforehand, and then we'll listen to the commentators and everything, and then we'll watch the highlights for ourselves. That's where I got fucking confused. That's where I was just like, oh, Dak Prescott must have looked really good. Then I watched the highlights, and I'm like, he looked kind of average.
Looked a little average.
Last thing I have is, how about that end of the game Hail Mary? What the fuck was that?
It wasn't a very good attempt.
No. It was a great throw and a fucking lazy ass attempt by the receivers. Mm-hmm. Did you see that? There was 5 Cowboys around that ball, and the receivers were just like nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Like, at least go for it.
Well, you can tell that they actually haven't been in a situation like that where they could win the game on the last play before.
That's fair.
very, very inexperienced for, which understandably so for a 1-10-1 Houston Texans.
Yeah, they're going into that game. They're 1-11-1 now.
Yeah.
All ones across the board. Ones
across the board.
One. That's not. It's not unless you're 11-1-1. That's not really good.
Isn't that code? Don't they have that code like where it's like zeros and ones on the page and
Morse code?
It's supposed to mean something?
Morse code, or I don't know. Yeah, it probably means SOS. We'll go with that.
SOS. Yeah.
1-11-1 means SOS. We're gonna make it up. Fuck it. But that's all I got on this one. You got anything else?
No, that's better.
All right, Texans lose to the Cowboys 23-27. Let's get to the Vikings versus the fucking Lions. The Lions are here. I'm not going to say they're back because they weren't ever there, but they're here now, bitches.
They're here.
They are here. They would be an elite team right now if they had a smidgen of a good defense. Like, I know they have some promising players, but overall the defense is trash.
Yeah, they're playing better than what they did at the beginning of the season. So I will say this.
That's not saying very much, though.
But I will say this. I mean, that does affect their rankings a little bit.
Yes.
So, there are better defense than what their rankings display. Mm-hmm. Let's put it that way. But, a big win over Vikings. They're still in playoff hunt. You know what? They finally lasted long enough to buy into that Dan Campbell's system's working.
Dude, I fucking love it, man. And he hasn't changed. He's the rah-rah guy, the locker room guy, and he's just continued to bury it into his players' brains. And now it's working. It's working. A lot of the rah-rah guys, the locker room guys, they're trying to go just solely on their speech, their passion, their enthusiasm. No. Honestly, Dan Campbell is just breaking them down, breaking every fiber of their being down, and rebuilding it with rah-rah.
And I'll go one step further is that, you know what, it's not just the locker room that he has to please. He does have to please the front office too, because most of the time they're the sophisticated bunch, and they're like, oh, you know what, he just seems too obnoxious. We need a better professional approach. And so that's what happens is that those coaches get out a little too early before it actually, makes the improvements.
Is that a monocle and a fake British accent that you were doing there?
That was exactly what that was.
That's pretty good. That's honestly what you think the fat cats are saying.
Yeah, because they're the ones in the front office just being like, what's going on down there?
Oh, good boy. How are you doing today?
They got the monocle because they're in the suites. They got to get to see what's going on in the field.
The Monopoly Man mustache.
Yes.
Fucking buggers. Anyways, so this is a great segue into my next point. So the team has already bought in. The team has Dan Campbell running through their DNA.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the only way a fake punt will ever work in the NFL. That is it. The only way a fake punt will ever work in the NFL is if you have Dan Campbell just coursing through your veins. Mm-hmm. Right? How often do you see a fake punt in the NFL? That's a college thing.
Well, and also a fake punt, on the 20-yard line of your own, on the side of the field.
And it wasn't even like it was 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. It was 4th and 8 or 4th and 10.
It's it was big ball status.
Big balls.
Ball status.
Yeah, Dan Campbell gets the Randy Marsh Award.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we're going to call it that.
The Randy
Marsh Award. Big balls.
Big balls.
Let's talk about our boy Justin Jefferson. 223 yards, dude. All right, so teams need to take their best cornerback and stick him on Justin Jefferson every single down. And they also need to double team him every single down. Maybe not with the same safety, but that same best cornerback needs to be on him every single down, and he must be double teamed by either the free safety, the strong safety, another linebacker, a dime package guy, or whatever. He's open. He gets wide open, and he catches everything.
Yep, just set the franchise record for Vikings for the most amount of receiving yards in the game. You know who had the previous record?
Randy Moss.
No. I knew you were going to say that. That's why I set you up on that one.
Oh,
no,
you did.
Sammy White did with 210 yards over 46 years ago.
Fuck off. You did set me up on that one.
I set you up on it.
Hey, good for you for doing your research there, buddy.
I did. That was a research move right there.
Good for you. Actually, you know what? That shows that you care. That shows that you put effort into this, which is nice.
Well, also, I was really excited to announce, like, Randy Moss's previous record, but then I found out that I was fooled myself.
He still has 3 catches, 169 yards, and 3 touchdowns on a Thanksgiving day.
Oh, absolutely.
That's like an all-time. That's an all-timer.
All-time.
Dalvin Cook had a weird fumble early on in the first quarter. I don't know if it was early in the first quarter, but he had a weird fumble early on. Did you see it? It was at the goal line. Or no, it wasn't at the goal line.
He had just got a first down or something.
Yeah,
like it was
and
close.
he was close to the goal line. And he stutter stepped and tried to juke.
Oh, it was by the goal line.
Yeah, it was by the goal line, and he was shuffling his feet, and it's like he didn't know where to go, and then he got hit, and then he just fumbled it.
It took so long to develop. I really thought they were doing another flea flicker.
Yeah, me too.
But then I saw the position of the field that they were in.
Why would you do a flea flicker on the goal line? That would be the ultimate flex.
I would be interesting to see.
That would be a Dan Campbell move.
Yeah, which you definitely did. If you're that close to the end zone, you got to make it a Tim Tebow jump pass.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's what Derrick Henry did.
Yes. So just flea flicker, jump pass, all together. Just throw them all in one play.
Derrick Henry didn't do the flea. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So okay, gotcha. So they should somehow flea flick it twice. So, if Derrick Henry flea flicks it back to Tannehill, Tannehill runs up, flea flicks it back to Derrick Henry.
That would be interesting.
That would not work.
I don't think so.
Now that I said it out loud, that would not
Well, because
work.
you already have the defenses coming at you because are rushing you, to get to the ball. They just going to basically be in that same direction, same motion whenever you flick it back.
Yeah, that's true. Just keep the Tim Tebow jump pass. Anyways, the last thing I have is the Penei Sewell catch. We had a big man catch, and that was for the first down to solidify the game pretty much.
Big man in motion.
Yes, big man in motion, man. It's so nice to see a pick by a big man or a catch by an offensive lineman because, they don't get the spotlight very often.
It's funny that you say it just like that because I really came up with a great idea for either a Pro Bowl or some sort, or maybe its own league, but a big man everything league. You have to be a minimum of a certain amount of weight before, or
So you have to be a minimum of 300 pounds in order to get into this
yes, and every wide receiver and running back and everybody has that minimum. You just have a bunch of big guys on the field playing football.
What if so we wouldn't be able to get, it would be hard to get defensive linemen and offensive linemen into that. What if we played sevens with just people with 300 pounds or above?
I think that's perfect. Heck, come on NFL, y'all can do this in the Pro Bowl or something like that. Give us a 7-on-7 offensive linemen.
Exactly. Let them have the spotlight.
Exactly.
Let them catch the ball. And all right, okay. Important question. The quarterback. Does the quarterback have to be over 300 pounds?
Oh, absolutely.
Or could we have a striker a Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes throw these 300-pound linemen balls?
I mean, that would at least keep it a little bit. I feel like one of these big guys could chuck the ball.
Could throw the ball. I don't see them chucking the ball. I see them throwing up a wounded duck every time.
Well, think about it. It's not like they're speedsters going across the field. They need that airtime to get to it.
That's true. You can wait 4 seconds and they'll only be 30 yards down the field.
Exactly. So,
okay. Yeah. Hey, Pro Bowl. Let's spice it up a bit.
A big man 7-on-7.
Big man sevens. Let's go. You got anything else on this?
That's about it.
All right. The Vikings lose to the Lions 23-34. Lions are back. They're going to make the playoffs. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go to Jaguars Titans. I think people have figured out the Titans. It's safe to say that I think the Titans have been figured out. It's like if you have a defense good enough to stop Derrick Henry, you do that. Mm-hmm. If you can't stop Derrick Henry, then just focus solely in on Ryan Tannehill.
Yep.
Because Ryan Tannehill is not good.
He's not great.
No. It's going to be tough to go anywhere with him. I don't see them going.
In his defense, he's never been advertised as good.
He's always been average.
I mean, he's always been that bar set low type of guy. So, like, if he does do something good, it's like, Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, nice.
And he doesn't even have to do much. I mean, it's like a 250-yard game, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Like, wow, okay, really good game.
He didn't throw an interception. That's cool. On the contrary, the Jaguars' offense was, like, perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Trevor Lawrence was 30 of 42 for 368 yards, 3 tutties. 0 interceptions, 0 sacks.
Dougie P, he's got that prime year right now. He's just priming this team up.
I know.
I mean, I can't imagine, like, if this team gets a lot of confidence, even if they don't make the playoffs, next year's going to be, I think they're going to be rolling.
I think so too. I really think they're going to make a splash next year. I don't know if they're going to make the NFL or make the NFL playoffs or not, but I think they're going to be in contention for sure. Mm-hmm. It's just, Doug Peterson has a way. He has a way. Derrick Henry had 2 uncharacteristic fumbles. That was weird.
Although he got popped.
He did get popped.
He got, like, popped for the first time in his life.
Well, he popped somebody and then got popped when he was spinning around.
He was in a vulnerable state. But, yeah, he did get popped. And, like, because most of the times, even when the defender pops him, they usually, ricochet or bounce off, kind of do like a Ed Oliver did to Mike White.
Yeah.
Type of thing. But he got popped this time.
Yeah, he did. You're right. Let's see. I had the Zay Jones touchdown was incredible. His heel was not it, or his heel never went down, so he tiptoed.
Well, I mean, the pylon camera did a fantastic job of showing that angle.
Dude, that pylon camera is the most accurate thing ever.
Yeah,
more accurate than any NFL referee of all time.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, crazy quality depth and like positioning, well done.
There was green grass in between him and the out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean that was like some 8K camera right there.
Yeah,
we could see the grass plates.
Yes, we could.
I felt like I was laying down, like watching it
right next to him,
like just weighing, like army style, just laying down next to it and seeing the whole thing in slow mo.
Yep, like you're looking through the scope.
Yes,
got it. Let's see. Evan Ingram was awesome. Good for him. He needed that.
He had his first breakout game.
Yeah.
6 years later.
Exactly. We've been waiting on this forever while he was on the Giants. Like, every fantasy team was drafting him like, Evan Ingram, he's going to have this year. He's going to have this year. He's going to have this year. Well, there you go. You finally got it.
Every Madden team was, like, trading for him. Like,
yep.
Yeah. No, he's definitely, I don't know. But, yeah, good for him. Good. For him. 11 catches, 162 yards, and 2 tutties. So, first time he had multiple tutties in a game.
Yep. The last thing I had, I think Tennessee's big problem is their offensive line's bad. I don't know if I'm like, I guess I didn't hear anything about it, but I don't know if I'm the first to say this, but I think their offensive line's bad.
Derrick Henry makes them look better than what they are.
Yes. Like, I think they're finally getting exposed because, like I said, teams are figuring them out. But, yeah, I think their offensive line's bad.
That, and then I think they get too cute with Derrick Henry.
You're right. I think they do.
So I think that's another issue because, like, Derrick Henry's not cute. He's a beast. Mm-hmm. He's not cute.
Gotcha.
So, like, don't.
That is true.
Yeah, just don't do anything like other than run the ball with him.
You got anything else in this game?
That's about it.
Alrighty. Let's see. The Jaguars beat the Titans 36-22. Next game, speaking of offensive linemen being bad, the Eagles versus Giants. Giants gave up 7 sacks. 7 sacks. Okay. Giants are worse than their record shows. They're not that good.
Oh, no.
It was raining. The Giants, the Brian Daboll's been making so much good lemonade out of his shitty-ass lemons that I know that the Eagles seem dominant, but it wasn't that impressive.
It wasn't that impressive?
No, they're not. The Giants aren't that good.
Was it because Brian Dable actually covered his head this time?
He listened to us last week.
He did.
You saw that?
I'm really happy that he listens to our podcast.
Me too. He covered up his head.
Yeah.
It was not a pretty sight, and thank you, Brian. We didn't need to see that. I was really blinded. It was very distracting.
Yeah. He's considerate. He listens to us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We should have him on the show sometime.
Yeah, I agree. So the Devontae Smith touchdown catch was bullshit. Bullshit. The safety let up. Or the DB let it up.
Yep.
It's absolutely it's an atrocity how much these rules are catered to the offense these days.
Yeah.
Like these DBs are letting up because he didn't want to get he didn't want to get technical. He didn't want to he should have popped him. Mm-hmm. He should have popped him, and he actually probably got there just in time to get to the point where he could make the catch in a possible football move to get hit. But he didn't. That was such a bullshit fucking thing, and I know why the defender did it, but it pisses me off every time. I saw it done 2 weeks ago with against Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. The defender just let up.
Yep.
You're not playing defense anymore. None of these fucking records or any of these yards matter because they're not playing defense against you.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. It has nothing to do with me being mad about my terrible take about the Eagles being frauds.
I wasn't thinking that the entire time.
Yeah, of course you weren't. Anyways, yeah, that's okay. So there was the only thing else I had, I really hated this game. Most, up and down, I hated this game. But only other thing I had was the weirdest punt attempt. Did you see the guy? It slid, I don't know. It slipped out of his hands, bounced on the turf, and then he kicked it.
Yeah, it almost looked like a drop kick. I just kind of, at that point, I could just, hear the echoes of my dad and every single old person being like, that's how they used to kick the football back in the day.
That's how it's supposed to be kicked, a drop kick into the field goal.
We used to drop kick the field, and that was the harder way to do it. Now you'll pussies hold the ball. I'm like, oh gosh. Yeah, I had to mute my brain there for a second.
I'm glad you said that. I have to mute my brain. I actually have to mute my brain a lot of times.
Yeah, because it'll just it'll be like an echo chamber and just send a bunch of different stuff to me, and I'm just
my thoughts email my brain so many things that I just need to click delete on. It's insane. I wish my brain had a filter, like my email does, where it's just all the thoughts that don't matter just get thrown right into a spam account. Mm-hmm. And I don't ever see it.
Because you don't see it.
There's some thoughts that I have in my brain that are triggered by things that I see that I don't ever want to think about.
Yeah.
I could go my entire life without thinking about half the thoughts that cross my mind. So, I don't know. We should devise some type of technology to do that. Filter out. An email for your brain, if you will.
We'll collab with Elon.
We'll do Bezos. Probably get
he'll
him
fund
involved.
it.
He'll fund it. Yeah, we'll get some smart guys involved. Who cares? Anyways, you got anything else on this?
That's about it.
All right, Eagles clobber the Giants, 48-22. Again, it was raining, so it's not an accurate depiction of what would have actually happened. Next one I got is Ravens versus Steelers. This was a slugfest. This was a classic Ravens versus Steelers game. When was the last time a team won when a QB threw less than 90 yards? Again, that's one of those stats that I'm never gonna look up. But
when the other QB's starting quarterback goes out.
What do you mean?
This was this became a backup QB battle.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When Pickett's left with 10 minutes left in the first quarter.
Dude, Mitch is not it.
Yeah,
he's not it.
He maybe had a comeback. With maybe one last attempt before this game, but after this game, no.
Nope. That 3-strike theory does not apply to him.
No, he's a forever backup. He may go back to the Bills and be a backup.
Yeah, because that was his third strike. Third strike, he's out. The Steelers is. I think the model that needs to be kind of, I don't know. Just they need to just incorporate this JTP.
JTP.
Just throw to Pickens.
Okay.
That's all you got to do if you're a Steelers. If you're part of the Steelers organization. JTP, just throw to Pickens. That's it.
And maybe whenever Pickens comes back, it's like PTP.
Whenever Pickett comes back, Pickett to Pickens.
Pickett to Pickens.
Ooh, I like that. PTP.
Yeah. Or we can go PCP and go Pickens catch Pickens.
Pickett catch Pickens.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to say PCP.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not a druggie.
No. Not at all.
Not a druggie.
Not at all.
We'll go PTP. Pickens. Pickett to Pickens. Anyways. Oh wait. We'd have to do Pickens catches Pickett. PCP.
There it is. See,
Okay.
I knew we could make it work.
Anyways, last thing I have on this is J.K. Dobbins looked good in his return.
Yeah,
He looks healthy.
I feel like he's one of those guys that like just when people forget about him, that's when he comes up.
Yeah.
I got another player that's coming up like that too.
Good deal. You got anything else on this?
I think that's about it.
You sure?
No, actually, I do have something else.
What?
I love how the Ravens just have duplicates of Lamar Jackson as backup quarterbacks.
Right.
Every single backup quarterback is just a duplicate of Lamar Jackson.
That is true.
Anthony Brown came in for whenever Huntley.
Tyler Huntley.
Tyler Huntley got hurt.
Yeah.
It just another one.
It is. It's just all Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's right there. I mean, I get it. You don't want to change your offensive system. You want to have a similar quarterback come in and run the same system. But, man, they all look the same.
That's smart on John Harbaugh's part.
I mean, it is. It's incredibly smart.
It's genius.
Yeah, but it's just funny that they all look the same.
I know, right? All right, well, the Ravens beat the Steelers 16-14. All right, let's get to the Chiefs versus Broncos. Joe, this game was 27-0 at one point.
27-0, yeah.
Chiefs were beating the Broncos. I want to start with the Patrick Mahomes the Chuck. That's how it should be labeled, as the Chuck to McKinnon.
Yes.
That was wild. It's bro, it's okay. I think he has. You remember Space Jam when the Monstars, they took the powers from like Charles Barkley and Patrick Ewing and all those guys.
Yep.
I think Mahomes did that. I think he did that, but with like just random like players from history. So he's got like some type of Peyton Manning, Mike Vick combination.
I'll give you one. He's a reincarnation of Pistol Pete.
Yes. Okay. So
he's got Pistol Pete.
He's the football version of Pistol Pete.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Ooh, that's good.
You know how Pistol Pete really brought to the game of basketball just those crazy passes and such?
The crazy passes, the between the leg dribbles. So he kind of revolutionized the game of basketball.
Yes.
To get it to the way it is now. He's going to be revolutionizing the game of football.
Yes.
Because that Chuck was just a blind, just like... All he did was Chuck took it and threw it like an 11-year-old throws a pass at his flag football game.
Yeah, just underhanded, just little flick of the wrist.
I know, and he's been doing that like his entire career. It's like right before our eyes. We just didn't realize it.
Yes,
he's changing the game like Pistol Pete changed basketball. Perfect, love that. But I really do think he kind of got some of the Monstars powers from like other players.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. I feel like direct, mostly maybe a Pistol Pete type of thing, but maybe some of the other players from the past. Maybe a Joe Montana.
Got a little
Doug
bit of
Flutie.
That. Yeah, just John Elway, maybe. Whatever. Anyways, that was incredible. He just chucked it, and there was nothing else you could say. We gotta talk about the Russ touchdown tracker. It's at 11.
It is at 11 now.
But here's my thing. I think if you throw a pick six, it takes one away.
Okay.
If you throw a pick six, it minuses one. So as far as that goes, he's at 10.
Yeah. Are we talking about Willie Gay's tip, pick, and stiff for 6?
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
That's what I'm
tip,
labeling it.
Pick, and stiff.
For 6.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, because he tipped the ball, he picked it off, Then he stiff-armed the fuck out of Russell Wilson. That was unbelievable.
Oh, everyone, including all Broncos fans, loved that.
Yes, exactly. And then he ran it in for 6.
Tip, pick, stiff, 6.
Yeah.
Tip, pick, stiff. It's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister.
You try and say that like 5 times in a row really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tip, pick, stiff, 6. Tip, pick, stiff, 6. All right. Whew. That's tough. Anyways, it was awesome. It was incredible. So I think the pick 6 should count against it. Also, the touchdown to Marlon Mack was essentially a screen play that Marlon Mack did all himself.
He did the work.
That
would be in our statistics. That would be basically a run pass or a run play or a Marlon. It should just give credit to Marlon Mack.
Yeah. If the quarterback throws less than 5 yards of air, like if it's an air pass of less than 5 yards, that should they score a touchdown of more yards than 5 yards. That should go to whoever caught the ball. So
it really should be a run play if it's behind the line of scrimmage.
That is true. It should be considered a run play because that is bullshit. That quarterbacks get the credit for all those yards on a screenplay.
Yeah,
fuck that. That's unearned yards. That's another statistic. I
could do screen passes all day if that was my job. Like if I needed to come in and just do a screen pass. I mean, defenses would start picking it up because that's the only thing I would do. But I could do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mike Leach said, you could get somebody from 7-Eleven.
Yes,
and to play quarterback. That's not. I don't like that.
No, I don't like my quarterbacks from 7-Eleven.
No, me neither. Unearned yards. That's if you throw a pass to a person behind the line of scrimmage, whatever yards they get is not attributed to your total yardage.
Not a true stat.
Not a true stat. Agreed. Okay, cool. I'm glad we figured that out. For some reason, Travis Kelce hasn't been the same the last 3 weeks.
He's been a little off.
He's been a little bit off. I don't understand what's going on. He had a couple of drops today or Sunday. I'm sorry. He had a couple of drops on Sunday. He's averaged 4 catches per week the last 3 weeks, which is very uncharacteristic of him. I don't know.
I wonder if he's having a Tom Brady relationship issues. Not to get too much into his personal life.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. Just Tom Brady, did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might be just the thing that's going around. You know that type of season, like the breakup season?
Oh. Okay.
But is he married?
Yeah, he's married.
Okay, he is married.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently his wife's pretty cool. That's what I hear.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so that could be it.
I don't know. Yeah, he has been a little bit off.
He's got the yips.
Get the yips.
I hope his marriage is doing all right. I don't know. I guess he could be pulling a Tom Brady and getting a divorce. I don't know. Who knows? I do know this, that you shouldn't, for your touchdown celebration, you shouldn't just fall back and land on your back. Did you see Juju Smith-Schuster?
Yeah. You don't think that was maybe him, like, as a reference to Broncos, like, that was a nail in the coffin?
I don't think so. Either way, he shouldn't just fall on his back like that. It's probably not the best.
Are you saying it's kind of like a Baker Mayfield button headbutts or doing headbutts?
Yeah. It's probably not the best to do to yourself.
Like, don't give yourself a concussion.
And don't like break your spine.
Yeah,
for no reason.
Yeah,
that's just that was just my.
Maybe it was a trust fall, and
because the defender was right there, and the defender put a hand behind him,
or his offensive player.
Yeah, he put a hand underneath him. So, like, he didn't – I guess that was a trust fall, and his teammate just fucked it up.
Yeah, so he must not like that he does TikToks all the time.
Gotcha. Okay, so his teammates doesn't like TikTok.
Yeah, doesn't like Juju doing TikToks.
That was probably his TikTok, huh?
Yeah, he was trying to – maybe Jackson Mahomes was on the sideline trying to do something with Juju, and, he was not all about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Last thing I have – is Jared Jeudy had 3 tutties. Just throw it to Jared Jeudy. He was so angry when he didn't get the ball.
I was about to say, I think the Broncos' strategy moving onward should be to piss off Jared Jeudy.
Yes.
Because he literally turned into the Hulk. after he got pissed off.
Did you see that, though? He was so scary.
Yeah, he was intense. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get called a flag that one time when he was yapping at the ref.
Yeah, I know he barked at him. That was like straight dog.
He was straight barking like a dog.
Dogging him.
And honestly made contact, which I know for a fact. I don't know all the rules, but I know for a fact that is a rule.
Yeah. Oh, I know. He touched him. Like that's you can't do that.
That should have been an automatic flag.
As we saw last year with Cassius Marsh, like even if the ref puts his butt into you, that's illegal.
That's illegal. Yes. Yeah. So but the thing was, from that play on, he was pissed off and went off. So I think that should be the game plan moving forward for Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, I agree. Just piss him off. Speaking of pissed off, they had a fight at the end. Good old division rivalry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
It's nothing like it. There's not a divisional rivalry if there's not a fight at the end.
Exactly. Then you're just pussy shit if you don't get in a fight. You got anything else in this?
That was it.
Somehow the Broncos come back and make this a game, 34-28. Let's get to the Bronx. The Bucks versus the 49ers, 7-35. Remember when I talked about it earlier? Shanahan's the best coach alive?
Yes.
Shanahan took Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick in the draft last year, the worst possible player in that draft, and beat the best quarterback to ever play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually not a bad Bucks team, and they destroyed him, okay? There shouldn't be a winner from the NFC South to go to the playoffs. They should give it to another team.
Give it to the Lions.
Give it to the Lions or give it to the Seahawks. Like, give it to somebody who deserves it. Like, just take the NFC South out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That Debo injury is tough.
It was tough.
The great thing about having Kyle Shanahan as your coach is that he will make up for it. He'll figure something out.
He will figure something out, but he did get criticized about that, though.
What?
Jerry Rice came out and was very critical about him using skilled players up the middle.
Oh, come on, Jerry.
Yeah, I thought that was a little nitpicky as well.
It is so nitpicky.
Yeah.
Like you're looking. That was clickbait. That's all that was. That's clickbait. That's Jerry was thirsty for attention, and he just needed some clickbait, and that's what he used. Which good for him because it's got all of us talking about it.
Yep.
So I can't fault the guy.
I think it's just a odd. It was just like a freak circumstance that happened. It was an awkward position. They could have happened on a wide receiver play too.
Yeah, and nobody's gonna listen because the 49ers are fucking winning.
They're winning.
They went like 1-4 and then have been undefeated since, or something like that, or like it's gone like 5-2 or something like that since. It's not that's not the exact record that they've had, but it's just the turnaround that they've had has just been absolutely insane.
They're on a roll.
They're on a roll. It's like the Lions. The Lions are on a roll. They started off 1-something and now have won like I don't know. They've won 5-2 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they've gone on a roll. It's always nice to see the Bucs lose. Nice to see Tom Brady lose. I don't know. It's just this again. Like I said, this is one of those games where Saints won the bye, Falcons won the bye.
Yep, because of it.
Yeah. So I don't have really too much else on this game except the 49ers defense is just out of this world good.
They might carry this team through the playoffs.
I think they will. I think they'll go to the NFC Championship. I really do think the 49ers will end up in the NFC Championship, probably playing the Eagles.
Yes, most likely.
They definitely won't be playing the Vikings. I know that for a fact. Fuck the Vikings. Good. Anyways, you got anything else in this?
That's about it.
All right, Bucks lose to the 49ers 7-35. Let's quickly go through this one. Panthers versus Seahawks. It was a good game, but who fucking cares?
I will have to say this, though. I mean, yeah, like it really, in the grand scheme of it, doesn't really look like it, especially if we were to give the NFC South to somebody else, another division. But are the Panthers about to go to win the NFC South?
I hope not, man. I really hope not. Like, they don't have a head coach. They're using Sam Darnold as their fucking starting quarterback, and they've lost their best wide receiver.
And their running back.
And the running back, Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah, no, I kind of like really kind of associate this to they're basically like disassembling. Obviously they were trying to start a rebuild, and it they might actually just disassemble themselves into the playoffs. I'm kind of comparing it to, I don't know if you remember that movie Ted.
Ted with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, and Seth MacFarlane's the voice for Ted, the bear.
Yeah,
you remember he was applying for a job at the supermarket, and he was in the job interview, and he was like, he was asking him questions. He's like, why do you want this job? He's like, I don't. Fuck you, And
he's like trying not to make it.
He's trying not to make it, and the guy's like, you're hired. It's like the Panthers are like, all right, hey, we're gonna trade this. We're not trying to make the playoffs. We're gonna get the first round, and then like the playoffs are like, you're in. This is the type of team that we want.
The NFC South Committee has spoken.
Right.
You have become the worst possible team. We are going to count you in.
You're in.
That's
and then
perfect.
the Panthers are like, fuck.
They're like, no. That's good.
Yeah, that's about all I had for this one. That and then the Terrence Marshall leg catch.
The Terrence Marshall leg catch is
that was bizarre.
Unreal.
Yeah. Because I've seen some leg catches before, and they're fun. They're really cool. But this one was most reminiscent of like the helmet catch, like where it was just bizarre, like how it happened.
Because he rolled over in a way that like kept the ball off of the field, but it was confusing as to how it was kept off the field. You know, like how the turf didn't help.
You had to watch 5 angles of it to fully actually understand how it stayed off the field.
Thank God for technology, because otherwise we would still not understand how that catch happened.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tyler Lockett had a nice catch. It was a toe touch in the end zone. Those are always nice.
Very underrated wide receiver.
Very underrated. Again, there wasn't really too much from this game, so that's what I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had too. You got anything else?
That's it.
Panthers beat the Seahawks 30-24. Let's go to the Miami Dolphins versus the LA Chargers. Rough game if you're Tua. I'm glad he decided to go with the injury bug. Mm-hmm. He decided to go with the injury excuse, which is, I think it was a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move.
I think it was a good move. I don't think he really had any other options there. Starting off 3-15 passing, not the best, especially when like people were really high on y'all. You had a decent start to the season, and they seem like they're kind of falling apart. The only thing that's holding them together is Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. No, but I will say this. If he does like not make it in the NFL, which, I'm not hoping for that. I'm just saying, just for, instance, but he could do very good at giving directions.
Why is that?
Whenever the fumble recovery with the odd play, he pointed Tyreek exactly where to go.
That's a good point. I was gonna get to that because that Tyreek Hill fumble recovery for a touchdown was wild.
Yes.
I know we talk about this every week and it gets brought up and it's like beating a dead horse, but Tyreek Hill is so fucking fast. Mm-hmm. And that was put on full display with that fumble return. He ran around, and Tua Tagovailoa is the human GPS.
Yeah, he just pointed him right in the right direction.
And Tyreek Hill just sped.
That play kind of reminded me of like a rugby scrum. How the ball just kind of disappears for a second and then it just pops out at the back of it, and then some like striker or wing just starts taking it down the field.
The scrum half. Yeah. No,
okay. Yeah.
I like striker. Striker's better.
Striker. Okay.
Yeah, but the scrum half, would just take it out of the ruck and then just or the scrum and just boom. Just
that's what I meant.
Take it into the to the end zone. They call it a try in rugby.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Instead of a touchdown, it's
because you try so hard.
It's a try. It tried so hard, got so far, man.
Yep.
We would play Lincoln Park to start every fucking game.
Nice.
It's great. Let's see. The last thing I had was the Dolphins almost got an onside kick. They probably should have got it. The Chargers fumbled it around. Like that was pretty close. I mean, if they would have got a touchdown and an extra point, they would have won. So that was pretty big.
Some guy from the other side of the field was the one that made the recovery.
Other side, yeah.
Yeah, and
that's why you don't give up on the play.
Well, I was going to say it was a white guy special teamer, which is probably the biggest hustler on the football team.
Absolutely.
The biggest hustler on a football team is a white guy who's a special teamer.
Yeah, the guy that's not nearly athletic enough to be on the team, but he gives it his heart and soul. I know we talked about this like either last week or the week before. It's like the guy on the basketball team. That's the only reason he's there is because he's a rah-rah guy that tries so fucking hard.
Tries so hard, yeah.
That's it.
And basically, the coach only uses him whenever the team's down and be like, "Hey, look at Johnny over there. He's giving his hardest right now. We need to be like Johnny."
Yeah, you're right. When you need a motivator, but your coach is all out of motivation,
yes,
he just turns to Johnny.
Yeah, he's like, "Look, Johnny's still working hard.
Johnny, he's the engine.
We might be 2-10 right now, but Johnny's giving all of his effort. You need to be like Johnny."
Yeah, look at him. He gets paid like $50 an hour.
Right.
Anyways, you got anything else on this game?
Yeah, actually, let me see what I was gonna say. Mike Williams. Mike Williams is a I don't want to put it this way because I don't want to wish this upon him, but he always reminds us why he's so good, and then he always gets hurt.
Oh, he's the biggest tease.
It's the biggest tease, man. Like, it's just like I feel like we've been deprived of Mike Williams.
Yeah, us as a fan base, we should sue Mike Williams because he has deprived us of his beautiful talent and a playmaking ability.
Yeah,
I want to tune in and watch them, but I'm not going to because Mike Williams isn't playing.
Specifically, if I was Justin Herbert, I would sue him because I'd be like, my stats would be so much better if he were on the field.
Brandon Staley's seat wouldn't be getting as warm as it is.
Yes.
So Brandon Staley has a case too.
Yes.
Yeah. So come on, Mike. Stop being fucking injured. We want to watch you play.
But
anyways, Dolphins lose to the Chargers 17-23. All right, last game. Patriots versus Cardinals. I'm so boring.
Yeah. This was one I actually really enjoyed tuning into the Eli and Peyton show.
Okay, so that's we'll start with that. I feel like every game should have an alternate. They should have an alternate because if the game sucks, people will tune in to see what those other people are saying.
Yeah.
So, like, those normal sports broadcasters, they're going to do their job. They're going to, announce the game like it should be announced. But you should be able to view an alternate broadcast where they just kind of make it funny or they just say whatever's on their mind.
Yep.
And, there's no filter. It's not like they have to be edited or censored or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just watch it and enjoy a boring-ass game.
Yep.
I think that needs to be a thing. I think the Manning cast is actually, they're pioneering this.
They are pioneering this. So I like it. It's cool. I think, to be honest with you, I noticed that I think Thursday night has an alternate broadcast.
Ooh.
But it's an all-female cast that they do.
Gotcha.
So they're trying to cater to the female watchers.
I see what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess good for them for trying. But I think there should be an alt cast for every game.
Yeah.
Like, every game should have an alt cast. And honestly, if they get big enough, they could do multiple alt casts. Like, obviously, it'll never happen because the TV networks are going to lose money. But, I don't know. I think we can get there.
I think money will be fine. I think money will be fine.
They're going to lose money, which is not going to be pretty for a lot of people.
They'll be okay. I'm pretty sure
they'll get over it. I know they'll be okay, but they're not going to like it.
They'll be fine.
They'll be all right. How happy do you think Kyler is to tear his ACL?
Oh, man, I don't wish injury upon anybody. I think I've mentioned that like 12 times this episode. But, he is so happy.
He's so excited that he got injured.
That was, the perfect thing for him.
Yeah.
Because now this season can't be blamed on him. He hasn't played long enough for it to be blamed on him.
Right.
And now all he has to do, he doesn't have to, focus in on the rest of the year, so he can just focus in on COD.
Yeah. He doesn't have to think about anything else but COD.
No.
Call of Duty is his main focus now.
Yeah.
Good for you, Kyler. You did it.
You found the way.
It was a non-contact injury too.
Yeah. He didn't even have to find a reason. He didn't have to find somebody to make that call for him. He went out and did it himself.
I think he just manifested it. He would sit in his like in his room every day and meditate on how he can have it's some type of injury that doesn't involve getting hit by somebody.
Yeah, he was like talking to his like gamer chair. He's like, "I'm gonna come back to you.
Hey, I'll be back.
I'll be back."
Oh, you think he gives it a lap dance every night? It's like, oh, just wait for me. I'll be here.
Oh yeah, I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Those gamer chairs are actually pretty comfortable.
They are nice. They are nice. They have like seat warmers and shit like that too.
If I was to get an office chair, I would get a gamer chair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those things are the best.
It's the best. It's by far the best. Is it just me? Again, we haven't really talked about the game at all. If you think about it, we haven't, and I'm not even gonna talk about the game here. The Cardinals uniforms, I think, make them look skinny.
They make him look skinny?
Yeah. So I think Kyler Murray, this is through no fault of his own. I think he looks small, but I think he looks small because of those uniforms. I don't know what it was, but when I was watching the game, they just all look skinny.
Yeah.
I don't know if they all have small players, but they all look skinny.
Like Buda Baker looks small.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins even looks kind of skinny.
He kind of looks skinny too.
Like Hollywood Brown looked a little skinny.
Yeah.
I mean I think it's the uniforms.
It might be the uniforms. Well, because and on the contrary, I believe that there's a good alternate or adverse effect too. Like I think some teams actually their jerseys make them look bigger.
Oh yeah, like who you got in mind? Who you think?
I'm kind of thinking like Pittsburgh. His first thing comes to mind. Big Ben always was big.
Yeah.
And, those players were kind of always, they just seemed bigger.
They do. Well, I guess James Harrison looked big.
He looked really big.
Yeah. I mean, these were big guys, but they did look kind of bigger.
Yeah.
You know who else? The Browns look big.
The Browns, okay. I think the Browns look big.
I know they have some big guys, like David Njoku, Myles Garrett. But I think they just
maybe
look
Nick
bigger.
Chubb's thighs.
Oh, Nick Chubb's thighs.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's just some jerseys that make guys look bigger, and then some jerseys that make guys look smaller. I don't know. And I think the Cardinals make them look smaller.
They look smaller. Yeah, I agree. I have to agree. J.J. Watt even looks a little smaller.
Yeah, right. He looks a little skinnier in a Cardinals uniform. He looked bigger in the Texans uniform. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's a theory. I don't know. Anyways, you got anything else?
I will have to say this. To talk about the game, for one time. Hopkins was carrying the ball like a loaf and got it fumbled.
Oh.
Which can only mean one thing.
He's not elite?
He's not elite anymore.
Oh, that's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
That's so.
DeAndre Hopkins, no longer elite.
Yep. He must be getting too old.
I guess so.
So, yeah, because, if you hold the ball like a loaf of bread, you don't fumble it.
No, you can't fumble it. If you're elite, you don't fumble it.
You don't fumble it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's it. That's just it. You got anything else?
I think that's about it.
I do love talking about a game without actually talking about the game.
Right.
It's nice. It's nice. Okay, that ends it. Let's see. I got the Pels. The Pels are fucking awesome. The Pelicans. Let's a little NBA talk. We'll slowly morph into the NBA talk here. But, I just want to talk. The Pelicans are the number one team in the West.
Number one team in the West, 18-8 record, have a half-game lead over the Grizzlies.
It's 18-9 now. We just lost to the Utah Jazz.
Son of a bitch.
Breaking news. But it's okay. The Utah, we were going on a run. It's fine. Zion Williamson he put up 26 points, so he still had a good game. And we're still playing without Brandon Ingram. So.
Yeah.
The Pels are fucking good.
And also, Larry Nance, I think, just coined our slogan for this year.
What is that?
Flock around and find out.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. I love that. You got to have something to rally around.
Yeah.
All the great teams, all the great comeback teams or underdogs always had something to rally around.
And the fact that he was doing it in response to somebody who was tweeting at him, he was making a meme, and it was actually a pretty funny meme. It was some guy looking through a window and had a edited pelican head on him, and somebody was like, "This man needs to be stopped," and he's like, "Why?" Or he was like, "Flock around and find out," or something like that. It was funny. I don't know the exact wording on it, but it was. I just like the phrase "flock around and find out."
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I love it. Flock around and find out. You got anything else?
I think that wraps things up.
All right. We'll see y'all next week. Love y'all.
Later.